understand them. There are certain times I'll talk to people from down south, and I might not understand them 100% what they're saying.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
even fascinates me. Like that's why my theory has always been that there's less languages in the world than we think, and just more dialects. Because to me, Portuguese, Spanish, and Italian and French to me are all the same language, but just different dialects.
Whoa. Now I think. Well, I think in the past, yeah, French, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish were like one language. But I think today, like there are still like sister languages. We say that in Portuguese, like línguas irmãs, sister languages. It's for languages that have a similar structure, but still like okay, like French and sorry, Portuguese and Spanish, there is a lot of similarities, but still the structure we have structural differences,
But
which I think it's more than a dialect. You know, like a dialect, you have like some differences,
well, the
but like in pronunciation, in some words, in things. But Spanish and Portuguese, they have different grammar structures, and Italian and French, they're very close, like the verbs, mangiare, uh, now I forgot in French, but it's very similar, the verbs, but still also they have some difference in structures. Well, I'm not a specialist in Italian, but I know some French, so like I after Spanish I want to study French. Like I started already, but like very very basic level. And for me, it's like the most difficult language ever
really
to learn, really, because like the pronunciation, it's very very hard,
for
and
French, you
also
mean?
like the structure. What
For French, you mean? You said
for? Sorry.
For French, you mean that's the hardest one?
Yeah, because like there's a sound in French that we don't have in Portuguese, which is like the like when I don't know if it sounds beautiful in the mic, but it's a sound that you make the like it's in your throat.
It sounds
For
disgusting.
us, it's so it's not disgusting, but I think it's beautiful. Like French is a beautiful language, but it's hard for me to pronunciate that, and also like the structure is very very different from Portuguese. Some words, some verbs, it's easier for me to get because some words come from Latin, you know, and so it's a similar. It's a little similar to Portuguese, but and so a lot of words in French inspired English. I don't know if you knew that, but a lot of the modern English comes from French. So for me, that I already know two Latin languages, Spanish and Portuguese, and in English, some words in French I can get just looking at it. You know, it's easier. But to think in French and to pronunciate French, them, I think I will get like I'll have to study for like at least 2 or 3 years to get that language right.
I mean, I it's a French. I don't know. I can hear it. Sometimes I hear it spoken. I think it's a beautiful language. But other times I'm like, I think Italian sounds prettier than French to me. Honestly, Italian sounds so like. It sounds so like. It sounds so bossy to me. Bonjour, like I like buongiorno. Like it's like a guy ordering. I like that. It's dope to me. Like I don't know. There's some part of me that wants to learn French because I told you my grandma, my great grandma, they spoke French. There's part of me
Yeah.
that wants to learn because of that, but then I'm like I don't know. When's the next time I'm really gonna go to France or even like where they're from? Because where they're from, they really don't speak French like that anymore, and it's already getting torn apart by a hurricane right now. My condolences to Louisiana, by the way. Shout out to everybody out there in Louisiana. I know it's a lot of people suffering from Hurricane Ida. There are some programs they're receiving donations for the people out there. I'll put them in the link of the podcast. But I don't know. As far as when it comes, I don't know. I don't know. It's that, so I was gonna ask. So I was gonna ask. At what point? And this will be my last question because we actually might have to cut the podcast short because I have to make a very big error in a minute. But my last question I ask for you, maybe we can do a part two about this because I thought this would be a 1 hour podcast, but then I realized this is gonna have to be a 3 hour one. So this will be we'll call this the Chronicles of Louisa Part One. So at
All right.
at what point do you think a language goes from being like a dialect versus being a totally different language totally?
I think uh, when you have to change the way you think in that language. For example, I can say that maybe the accent from North Brazil is the dialect because you have a lot of slangs, you have a lot of different words, you have a lot of things that is totally different from the language I speak in Minas, you know? So